Is this working? Yes. Wow, the quality is trash, but what can we do? We are right now on a place with very little internet, so this is what it is. Hi guys, how is everyone doing? This is Ruben. I've been doing videos in Sri Lanka with the channel the last few months. So, I've been asked multiple times about many questions about Sri Lanka, and I feel like it's about time for not only the people from Sri Lanka to listen to me saying how incredibly wonderful the country is, also the things that I believe that they could go a little bit better. And also for tourists who are about to embark to travel into Sri Lanka, maybe the information that we share today is going to be very valuable for everyone. So feel free, guys, if you are on the chat, to drop any questions that you have. I have already made a couple of questions before on previous videos, and I also in Instagram, I have some questions in case anyone's had it. So I have picked up some of the questions that I feel that might be interesting for people to know. So let's, without further ado, we start doing this. First question is, how expensive is to travel in Sri Lanka? I would say the most expensive part sure are the flights. Flights and insurance usually is a little bit paying in the. But in general, Sri Lanka is not a very expensive country. I would say the only things that perhaps make it very expensive is when you don't know how to bargain. Because I feel like this comes in another question, but I feel like if you let yourself loose, there's going to be multiple times where like, you're going to end up paying way more money than what it actually is. So I feel like approximately, I would say if you stay in hostels, it's very cheap to stay to sleep. Might be like $7, $8, $9 a night. If you stay on private rooms, that's up to your fantasy, right? Like there are like rooms that are very expensive, and Sri Lanka is very good because you have like every kind of tourism. So if you want to have like hostel and you want to go cheap, you have very good options. If you want to mid-range and have like your own room, you have good options. And if you want to have like very expensive luxurious places, you definitely can do it. So I would say maybe if you are not budgeting, but budgeting, I would say perhaps like between $1,000 and $2,000 a month or something like that. It depends. It depends on how you eat. You know, like if you go to, for example, in LA, if you go to the main three restaurants, you're gonna pay like $10 per meal. But if you go outside and you have like rice curry or kotu or roti, which is delicious and it's traditional food, it's gonna be way cheaper. Hey, Ansi, big pleasure. I love the Sri Lanka. So to be fair, thank you for hosting me. It was a great experience. So yeah, we're gonna back it up with the expenses. It really depends up to you. Sri Lanka offers very good and cheap options within accommodation and transport, but also if you want to go the other way around and have like luxurious safaris and hotels and stuff, you have it all. So, what was your most memorable experience? Oh la la. I don't know, man. That's a hard one. I will pick three. I would say my favorite place by far is Ella. Ella had it all, man. Like Ella had hikes. It's calm down. It has mountains. It's beautiful. You have good weather in the morning. Then you have rainy. So I would say I felt like a little bit of stress when I was on the south, and when I came to Ella, I felt like I wanted to hike. So I woke up every morning, like literally every morning, to go hike to Little Adams Peak. So I took that as a morning wake up 5 in the morning. Let's go see sunrise there. So I would say like that's number one, like waking up and just have my little walk with the good weather, go up the mountains and enjoy the views was fantastic. In that area, we have number two, which I would say Nildilla Pocuna, which is the cave that like you can check the videos there before. Like that's amazing. I had no idea what I was going to. It was I thought I had to go very slowly on a cave and like you would reach like a small water place. It's like a 45-minute hike on the middle of a cave. Everything is dark. It just felt very movie. So and I really loved it. Hey Vishwa and Sudesh, much love to you guys. Thank you for popping by. And third, I would say, wow, maybe something related with the beach. Now, which one? Maybe Marble Beach in Trincomalee, or maybe Jiriquetilla on the south. Like the experiences with the beach are really. I think it really depends on the person that you are. Like I love adventurous sports, guys. If you go way back on my videos, I do skydiving. I'm a dive instructor. I love whatever comes with a little bit more harsh. So I feel like the diving experiences that we had in where I don't remember, but we dove somewhere in the south. That was great. There was a big current, so I felt like I missed perhaps like all these whales experience and diving. So I feel like that would be the top three. If someone would want to do something, I would say like do a good hike, just get lost in between waterfalls and elephants or national parks. And the third is like find your beach where you feel like that is your place, and or surf or relax or swim or do whatever you want. Sri Lanka has said all. It has said all. All right. Is it safe? Yes. Yeah, right. I mean, I know for a fact because I know some girls that were doing solo travel, and I heard like horrible experiences. But I heard horrible experiences almost anywhere in the world. I would say like for everything that you're doing, you need to play precautions. And like it's true that in every country, even in Sri Lanka, you have bad apples. There's bad people. We experienced it firsthand on the trains, and people trying to be really bad to us. And I experienced on a tuk-tuk, just like the guy say, like, give me more money, and just grab in my pocket, and I had to elbow him in the face and run off the tuk-tuk. Never popped in on the video, but like that actually happened. But in general, it's very safe because we say like there's some bad people that is going there, but like the percentage of people in Sri Lanka that is amazing is just another level. So I would say instead of rushing into certain decisions, perhaps it's wiser to take your time, make sure that you feel safe, and always for these kind of things, like follow your guts. Like if there's something that is giving you a bad vibration, someone that you don't like, just try to move on to somewhere where you feel a little bit more safe. But generally speaking, Sri Lanka felt for me quite safe. Even though what I said, like we had maybe two bad experiences that like luckily for us never end up in nothing strong, but they happen, but like as it happened there, it happened in my hometown, and I feel like my hometown is safe. So all right, 5 pros and cons from Sri Lanka. I actually have this written. Pros for sure: food, beach, mountains, people, freedom. Like food is great, like really good. The beaches are just a joke. It's so beautiful. Anywhere that you go, you have beautiful beaches. Mountains, as I told you with Ella, like the mountains are probably like the most incredible thing that I found in Sri Lanka. Like the freedom that you get, and it's so different. Like I feel the beach is very crowded when you go to the area, but the mountains are so for you. And I love that feeling whenever you can, like when you have like so much heat on the south, and then you go in the middle, and you have like perfect weather, perfect sun, and oh, fantastic. Then when I mean the freedom, I mean like you have like available tuk-tuks, motorbikes at all times. You can rent it anywhere, so you have the privilege of like not being stuck in a place, and you can just grab your motorbike or just whatever you want, just go, be free, and explore as you wish. And the cons, man, the gas. What I said, the bad apples, the people that are trying to be annoying to you, bro, the street dogs. That's the hardest part that I heard. Like the tuk-tuk price and sometimes the rain. So those 5, I'm gonna get a little bit more into it. The gas, we come from a gas crisis in Sri Lanka, and for us specifically for tourists, it's a little bit easier because we are allowed to get in queue first because we're paying gas with dollars, so we are actually generating money for the country when we are paying first. So people tell us to go and stay in the front of the line, and I feel that is so unfair because I don't have to work, and they do. So like when people tell me, like I see someone that is working on a tuk-tuk and only has like 4 liters a week, sorry, and like I have to go in the front of them before he goes working, and I can do that every time that I want to. Then, if you really need it, sometimes there's like 10 gas stations that are close one to another. So like it's very difficult. Like so sometimes it's even for local people feels like more difficult than for us because like, we can just pay something else, but we don't necessarily need the gas. But it's the gas situation is probably like something that is getting a little bit better, but it's still a con. The bad apples. Oh man, there's a lot of mother lovers anywhere, and people trying to take advantage of other people. Not necessarily like locals to tourists, but also tourists to tourists and locals to locals. It's just like the people that I met in there that was bad people generally made us feel a little. The street dogs, guys. I don't know if you've been watching the videos, but like, I don't know what have I done wrong and left. I don't know if it's my karma is really bad, but like, I got attacked every day, bro. Like, I got attacked like 4 times maybe in the whole, in the process of 1 month. I was just going hiking, and like the dogs just decided to randomly attack me. So I think because my friend Tales of Odyssey, Rachel, made a video about the street dogs. I think there was like 300,000 stray dogs on the street. So anywhere that you go, you're gonna see a lot of them and in really bad conditions. So I would generally urge people to try to take care of them, or at least like any place, like for example Ella, you have a place that take care of the dogs and like try to make them the vaccines and like castrate. I don't know how to say in English. So yeah, taking care of the street dogs to try to make the cities a little bit safer would be fantastic. The tuk-tuks, the south, it's horrible. Like if you go to Weligama, Midigama, there is no Uber, there's no nothing. So like you just need to take the prices of whatever they say. So they overprice way too much. So maybe you are just taking like 100 meters and they're trying to charge you like $5. And if you say no, I can't do hand signals. Like let's say, because like you're stuck with the prices, and that is very frustrating because the prices. Like if you're being in Colombo, you're being anywhere else where like you can take tuk-tuks a normal price. When you go to the south and they try to take money from you, it is really frustrating. I understand if you travel for 2 weeks or 1 week, you cope with that. But I've been there for 2 months and a half. So like in certain layer, one start to feel a little bit more like a local. I understand the prices of things. I understand a little bit of the language. I understand like culturally which area is like Tamil, which culture. So I feel like a part of the culture in many areas. So when like local people really try to continue to take money from us, it's tiring. You know what I mean? We understand it, but come on. The rain, guys. Sri Lanka is one of those countries that like you can come any time of the year because they say the country is like this. So here it's not rainy season for half a year. Here it's not rainy. So in the middle, it feels like an area where it's always rainy, like most of the time. So when you go to the mountains, I always say to people like wake up early because like the sun is always shining like at 7 in the morning, and maybe at 11, 12 it just rains. So for me it was okay because I had like this 5 a.m. Like madness for like 3 weeks. So I actually really enjoyed the mountains. But I have some friends who were like more into going out until late, wake up a little bit later, and they wake up at night, they have breakfast, and then it's raining. So I would say the rain, it was a little bit complicated. So just plan your holidays accordingly to the weather. Try to go to the area where you're going to enjoy the most. Hey Ruben, I love your videos, mate. Tell me something. How would you rate Sri Lanka in your list of favorite countries in terms of safety, social interaction, and beauty, landscape, and nature? Holy smokes, that's a big question, man. It's very frustrating because the person who asked that is my best friend, so it's actually very, very cheeky. Oh man, how would you rate Sri Lanka? My favorite countries in terms of safety. Well, Sri Lanka was my country number 49, so there's a lot of to compare to, but then like I feel it would be very unfair to compare Sri Lanka to other countries that doesn't have like the weather or things like that. I would say I was maybe lacking one thing in Sri Lanka, and it was just because it was not the time. I would have loved to do Wales, so more water sports. I feel like all the area like Trincomalee, Pichongalliang, blah, 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 those places are great for snorkeling and to have like a little bit more closeness to the ocean. So I feel like because I went there in low season, everything was closed. I feel like I actually missed that. So in terms of mountains, it's so beautiful, man. Like it's green everywhere. You have a plus that many people actually complain. I just find that because I love adrenaline, I find that fascinating. There's wild elephants everywhere. So like you're walking on the road and like an elephant might crash your bike. That's the best thing. Like honestly, like when you generally have like I know it's a bad situation in Sri Lanka between like elephants and villagers because like they actually, like, we kill them, but they destroy the houses and they eat their food, and so it's a little bit of a mess. But like having the privilege to actually, as a foreigner, to go get a motorbike and actually have to go around an elephant on the street, I think that's unique. So for that, I would say nature, but that actually takes away a little bit of safety. Like, I would say it's easily on the top five, man. Like easily top five, because I feel like every person that comes here is gonna find 100% whatever you're looking for, except from like very high mountains, or like insane hikes. But like you still have in between. I don't remember the names. You have a lot of good hikes and mountains. I just feel like maybe like a big challenging 5,000-meter mountains was missing. So I would say top five easily of everything that I've been in terms of general everything. Hey, Sandu, how is the food, bro? Amazing. I have to tell you, like the coconut sample and the when you like when you have like the kotu, the chili powder, spoons. It is so delicious. It was so good. I was like, I feel like now if you see like this setting that I'm a little bit on the dark, I just arrived in India. So I feel like I went eating for the first time today, and they told me like, be careful, this is spicy, and I ate it, and I was like, meh. I come from Sri Lanka. I'm so used. I'm so used to that. Are you coming back to Sri Lanka again? For sure, mate. I will. I don't know when, but I would love to come back when the season is on the other side. So I did a lot on the south and the mid, and I feel like I would love to do Jaffna on the north, and then I would love to do all the east part. So maybe summer, or maybe a little for the next year, because I don't want to bore people. I feel like the series started very high, and at the end it's been slowing down. So I feel like I want to leave some time. I bought equipment. I'm working and doing courses and doing things. So I'm trying to improve like the quality of my videos as much as possible. So whenever I come back to Sri Lanka, I generally want to be big. So I would love the channel to be quite better, and I would love to make the second part of the series as good as possible. Because if I do the north and I do the east, I think I covered the whole country. So the rest of the things that I would have to do is just go to little villages and have fun. So maybe summer, if I feel that is a good time to come back, if I feel ready. Otherwise, next summer, next year. But for sure, I will come back. Hope you get 100K in this year. Me too, man. Of course. I really, honestly, I have a feeling that something good is happening. I've been not really complaining too much about the numbers, because in reality, like, I'm actually really enjoying to be able to chat to you more often. I have some friends who are like in the 300,000, 300,000, 400,000. And what they tell me is like the hardest part for them is like they cannot anymore engage with the community. And I get it, because there's a moment that like when you make a video and you have like 200 comments, it's just like you don't. I really take my time, like generally take my time to try to answer every comment individually as good as I can. And I've been trying to make this here and there to communicate to people, but I'm actually really enjoying the growing really slowly, because I feel like I have time to remember almost every person that is commenting on most of my videos, and I feel that as a privilege. Like even my mother, who watches all my videos and like reads all the comments, is me like, oh, look at that, this person is commenting you again. How is this going? So it's the process is going good, but we will get there. No rush. Hello, my man. What Sri Lanka has but other development countries doesn't have? Top 5 things. Wow. Okay, all religions, man. Like, I feel like the blend that you have, for example, in Colombo, that you have like Hindu temples, then you have mosques, then you have church, and then you have like Buddhist temple. That's incredible. Like, that's usually most of the countries are like more narrowed into like, okay, mine is Catholic, mine is we prefer like to have mosque. In Colombo, for me, was impressive that like my main touristic route was like actually checking so many religious places that it was completely different to each other, and they coexist so well. So you meet people that is like, hi, I'm Christian, but then like my wife is Hindu, and then we have all the dinners together, and when we make both of the bands together, and it's like, that's amazing. You have no idea, like for real, you have no idea how much that would help if that was in every country in the world. Like if we have less criticism towards to other religions and other cultures, that would be unbelievable. So, and that is specifically the reason why I love to travel, because I really want to change perceptions of how people see the things. So I feel like Sri Lanka had like a very bad perception, like when I arrived, because of the crisis, because of like people said that it was very dangerous. And I arrived there, everyone was flipping lovely, man. Like it was so nice. So I feel like it's always good to keep an open mind on what you guys have in terms of religion. That's something that maybe people don't notice, but that's unbelievable. Then you have like the island is not very big, so you can be anywhere almost in the same day. That's amazing that you can come from like Kandy to Weligama in 6 hours, and your bus systems goes very fast. The buses are very dangerous, I have to say. It's very scary to get the buses, but I have to say, like the bus system works very well. The trains here and there, and if you if you get a scooter or you get a tuk tuk, that's amazing. So like I feel the freedom you have from point to point A to point B, that's unique. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it there because top 5 you're gonna make me think way too much, man. Thanks for visiting here. Enjoy India. Thank you so much, man. Like I really enjoy it. And India, I have to admit, I'm gonna have to readjust a little bit because I come from almost 2 months in Spain, which is pure Mediterranean. I have like my food, my blah, my friends and everything, and I just started traveling again. So it's like work. I have to focus. Best weather condition for your personal opinion. T-shirt in the morning, small jacket in the afternoon. That's when you go in the morning and you can have a swim and it's like 25, 26 degrees, perfect weather, that you get time, you do things. And when the sun sets, you see the wind that is coming a little good, and then you just like put a little something on you, and then you can go to bed and like cover up. Oh, that's the best thing ever. It's the perfect mix. It's like having summer and winter at the same time. Okay. Just continue with the questions. What else? What was your worst experience? Maybe the train experience. Like, maybe the train experience. Yeah. When we left Colombo, we took a train and we took the second class. But when we arrived on the train station, everyone was saying like, "No, this is the second class." It was the third class. So we went there with all the luggage, me and Rachel. For those who haven't seen Rachel is like traveling with a very fat turtle. Like she has so much baggage, and then she walks very slowly under, So it's like we enter on the train with so much stuff, and there was absolutely no room. So like we managed to put all the things in, and when we were like, I decided Rachel took a little bit on the forward part, and I took a little bit more on the seat area, and I was handling a little bit more the luggage, and she was a little bit on the front. So there was a guy that like seemed to be alone, but then like he tried to put in between me and Rachel, and then another guy got in between me and Rachel, and I started to feel like how the guy was touching me, and I was like, this dude, like maybe he's like wants my phone or maybe wants something. So like I just like move him a little bit. And because Rachel and I mentioned that we were going to Weligama, like the two guys started to talk, they got in between us, and they were all the time looking at our stuff, And I told Rachel like, "Hey, watch out! They're looking at your GoPro on your arm. They're looking at your luggage. Just come here." So I just grabbed her and I put her next to me, and I said like, "We need to get out of here. We need to follow your instincts." And the guys were like mentioning all the time, "Weligama, Weligama, Weligama, Weligama." So one of the guys just left the train, and the other one stayed in between and look at us all the time, look at the stuff, and it was always looking at the phone. And Rachel and I felt like, listen, let's just never let them know your next move. So we just grabbed the stuff and just got off in Hikadu. And the guy was so lost, like, what are these people doing? So we just ran out of the train with all the stuff, and Rachel was having like a panic attack. I was like, what the what happened? What did just happen? There were two guys, and we felt very insecure. And everyone on the train was saying to us, like, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. So we thought, like, listen, we are not far from Weligama. Like, maybe a tuk-tuk is like 1 hour drive. The best thing we can do is just let's get off here. Let's try to avoid any problem, because we have so much gear. Imagine traveling normally that you feel like, could lose something. Like, we have GoPros, computers, cameras, work, because Rachel works about like these things, like you need to follow your instincts, and we went out, and it was very stressful because I was like just leaving Colombo at the beginning. So it felt like a big amount of stress coming by, thinking like, I really hope the rest of the country is not like that. But nothing like that ever happened again. So it was just the first day, and it was our mistake because we just got on the wrong train at the wrong time, and we decided to, instead of like going out and get the next one and go first class to do the things properly, we just wanted to film a video like what it is to go on the local train. So yeah, mistakes, silly mistakes. How is India? It's good, man. The food is good, but I have to tell you, like when I arrived, I went to the restaurant and I said, like, what do you recommend me? And they said, like, we recommend you kotu. And I was like, are you serious? So I asked them, like, is it kotu in Sri Lanka or is it Indian? They said, like, it's Indian. I was like, huh. I have people on the video that is going to complain about this. I'm not sure everyone is going to accept that. It's good. I've been here only for 2 days, and I tell you, like, I had a nightmare to fly here, like flight cancel, and I had to stay 24 hours in Istanbul. I had no clothes. I had my luggage with load, so it was like 60-hour madness. So I felt like yesterday was recharging, and today is the first time that I've been trying to go out and feeling relaxed and things like that. So far, so good. I'm in Kerala, which is supposed to be very like Sri Lanka, and I be getting that direction. Like I felt like good transition from Sri Lanka to Kerala. A spicier food you ate and regret the next day when poo in Sri Lanka? None. I'm good with spicy, guys. I managed it from here. Like I came before I went to Pakistan, and before I spent in Mexico like 5 months. So like I was eating legit like chili, like on fire. So I feel oof. I'm actually lying. There was one that there was like good poo. I have to admit, in Sri Lanka. Oof. Yeah, but that was like a big chili. Like I love to have like the chili powder, but like they put massive chunks of chili on my what was I eating? It might have been like the cheese cotto. Uh, and I always put a lot of it because I love it. So I just put all of it and I gave a bite, and I honestly like my butt cheeks start shaking. Your food is very spicy, but like you guys are very good with flavors. So like you don't generally allow the spicy to be like the main ingredient on the food. So I would feel like for me specifically, I never had a problem with like how much spicy it is. Thank you so much, mate, visiting my motherland. How are you feeling in India? Good or better than Sri Lanka? Bro, Sri Lanka was 2 months. Like I know the country. I know how to move around. India, I'm still learning how to navigate. I'm still like walking on the street, feeling like, is this safe? Is this not? Should I eat this? Should I not eat? So far, Sri Lanka. I've been there for 2 months, and I know you all guys, but I have very good feelings with India. I'm actually very excited to be here. Like I've been planning in a way to come here for a long time, so it is exciting to start slowly making the videos. I feel like I'm gonna speed up in a couple of days. Whenever I feel like I can, my sleep is a little bit better, I'm gonna go wild. Thank you for promoting Sri Lanka. You have a unique way of doing these videos. Congratulations. Sorry for the problems that you faced in Sri Lanka. Thank you so much. I'm trying to add a little bit of emotional value to the videos with the music. So I don't know if you notice on the videos, I'm generally putting a lot of effort to try to make a storyline and try to be very positive, and I try to add the music accordingly to the mood that we have. And I feel that is something that like in content creator people is missing a little bit. I really love to enter on a storyline when you flow on it. And I feel like Sri Lanka was very good for me in terms of learning musically, because I'm a musician since I'm very young. Musically is very good for me how to learn what the music feels like, because like everything is so scenic and the moods are so different in different areas. So I felt like it was so nice to making the videos in that way. Sorry for the problems in Sri Lanka. Nah, come on. I had like 1,000 good experiences. I'm not gonna complain for one that I had bad one. The best 5 short eats had in Sri Lanka. I have no idea what that is, man. Short eats, like food. You don't have good ice cream, guys. I'm so sorry for that. Like you have good like ice cream bars, but like ice cream for real? If you improve that one, mate, I get mental there. And there are so many hidden gems, unpopular but very nice places, specifically in central part of Sri Lanka and coastal areas. Sorry about some problems. Oh, you're absolutely right. Like I honestly like I'm gonna read it some of them for you, because like if you see you're gonna flip when you see my Google Maps. I researched so much about Sri Lanka, and the problem that I have is like every time that I talk to someone, someone tells me like 10 new places. So this is how my Google Maps looks right now. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. I don't know if you can see it properly. Like I have 100 places marked in all this area. So it's like I know, for example, I never got to properly do the what was the name? It's a few months. I'm not there. The Horton Plains, I never got to do it properly, for example. And when it comes to Candy, there was so many hikes. Like I would have loved to do the Pecoe Trail. I never got to do it. If I would have gone a little bit to the right, I felt like I wanted to do. Someone recommended me to do the Knuckles mountain hike, and I never got to do it. Then I never went to Anuradhapura either. Nor there was another place that was nice. What was this? Mahijanganaya, neither. So like these areas, for example, are not as touristic and they are not marked on the map, and they are so beautiful. I scratched some parts of some areas, so I feel like I kind of need to come back. Like I need to come back and do it properly, and it's actually really exciting because there were some parts that I was thinking like, you know what, I don't want to do it now because I feel like I want to have good stuff to do as well, mountains and everything on the other side. 5 things to improve in Sri Lanka, and do you like to see when coming next time? Uh, that actually, I'm going to read it with the same question that someone asked me here because that's actually an amazing question, guys. For you, the Sri Lanka, that's a very good question to ask. Where are you? What should Sri Lankan people do better with tourists? I would generally say that like the biggest inconvenience that I had is like everyone thought that I'm rich, man. And they talk to you as you're rich. They treat you as you are rich. They expect you to get all the tuk-tuks, all the trains, all the hotels. Like what people don't understand, for example, Europe is gigantic, man. I mean, it's not gigantic in terms of like dimensions, but like we have 40 something countries, like with different economies, different languages, different like. So in Spain, for example, we don't get that much money as, for example, Sweden, Norway, Netherlands, or Germany. So it is a little bit. It's a little harsh to try to have like a good communication with someone who generally is not trying to understand your culture, where you come from. So I feel like in many equals way, like any country that thrives a lot in tourism is when you have a lot of tourists from one place, so you can learn a little bit more about those places. So if I tell you like, if we get in Spain, we get a lot of British tourists, for example. We know they love to have like almost everything accessible for them. They like to have beers and alcohol in the bars. They like to have fun. We have bars made in English. We have menus in English. So that comes from the understanding of the culture that we have as a tourist. So I feel like in Sri Lanka, it would be great if people learn a little bit more about the countries that are visiting, because it would be so easy for you guys, for example, to get more tourists if you know, for example, that Spanish people spends a little bit more money, but we like more adventure than like Swedish people is more polite and they're more into yoga and spending time in surfing. That so maybe like as much as we have to do homework all the time to learn about the culture, it would be nice to you don't need to learn it by yourself, but like it would be nice to ask me like how's Spain, how the things are, so you have a little bit more background of the person than I am, and I feel a little bit more, like that I connect with friends, that I connect with you, and you are not just someone that is selling me something, but we can be friends and we can communicate. And perhaps more buses, man. Making a little bit more transportation easy between point A and point B, like in between. Imagine that I'm in Hikadu and I want to go to Kandy, like it would be easy to have like a little bit more knowledgeable information, because things are there. It's just very hard to find. I don't really know if there are buses or not. Someone says there is, someone says there are not. So you just need to explore and see if there is or there's not. So a little bit more information would be great. Short eats, quick snacks. Okay. I don't remember. I'm blank. That being, I slept 4 hours and I went filming 2 videos. My brain is not thinking right now of the snacks in Sri Lanka. What did you guys have for snacks? Well, the egg rolls were nice though. Now that you mention it. Oh, I don't remember. Favorite Sri Lankan singer if you listen to them. Oh wait, someone told me I was listening for it on the. Oh no, sorry, I changed my phone, so I don't have any more the notes that I used to have. Uh, I got some friends in Sri Lanka in Ella that they were singers actually, and they showed me one like it's a mix between like a Sri Lankan music and pop artist. So it was a girl, and she was very famous, and I don't remember her name, but I had a few songs on my Spotify. Let me continue. All right, all right, all right, all right. What was your favorite place? Okay, Ella. I could argue between the Horton Plains was fantastic. I actually really enjoy Candy, and Mirisa was nice. Ella, for sure. Like Ella felt the most complete in all the country. I really liked it. What is the best time of the year to travel there? Two seasons. So like when half of the year you have like the East Coast, which is very available, and it was not now. So I'm assuming like the season that I was going now, it was until March, which is the South and the middle. So December to March, March, April. So I would say if you want beach on the south with a little bit surf, I think the surf is better on the east. I'm not sure. If you guys know in the comments, just let it there. Like I think the surfing is better on the east coast, but the south was very nice. It was very easy to go from point A to point B. So I would say if you want south and middle, if you want like Hikaruwan, Weligama, that party area, you should go until March. So maybe like November to March or something like that. Had you eaten a Sri Lankan acharu? What was that? What was acharu? I'm pretty sure I tried that. I can't remember what was that. Write me in the comment what was that, and I'll. No, wait. I'm gonna check for it. Charu. Charu. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, that's so nice, mate. I have to tell you, I never order it. It was always coming as a snack. So like every time that I go that I went to a good restaurant, I had like a charu on the as a snack on the side. I cannot tell you which one is my favorite because I don't know. Like I know I've tried it and I love to bite it as a snacky. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, my friend. Thank you. How are you? Pick me or Uber. Which one is better? Same, no? Feel like Uber was nah. In Sri Lanka, maybe pick me. In for sure in the city, Uber. Just because it's much more. I feel like I picked up on something depending on how accessible it is. Like when you come to Sri Lanka, the first thing that people look at before you even know your like which apps you need to download, you should directly be able to use what you have. And that's why I think Uber is great because everyone has Uber outside, and when you arrive, you just put it straight away and you have it. But I would say maybe pick me actually works maybe a little bit better in some parts of the country. Uh, if you're coming back, where would you go in Sri Lanka? I have that plan for you. I would say, uh, imagine what I'm saying. I didn't go to Negombo on purpose, so I could go the next time. So the next time I will arrive to Colombo, I will go to Negombo directly, and the next spot that I would love to go, it's in north, and it's called Kandakulilla. So like the beach area between that one and what else was here? I remember there was something else that was very cool. Kandakulilla and Calpitilla. So in that area, I would love to start there, relax a little bit, and then go to Vilpattu, Anuradhapura, and directly. I don't want to miss it anymore. I want to go to Jaffna, especially because there's one of the places that I wanted to go the most, and I'm really sad that I didn't go, is in Delft, Iceland. So that itched me because I really wanted to see the wild horses, and but the next time will be. So from there, I would love to go a little bit south to Chundikulam National Park. Then I would probably go down to again Nilabeli and Trincomalee to see in high season. I didn't get to see Pigeon Island, so I'll probably go there. and continue going south. And I haven't really explored that much this area because I knew I wasn't gonna go. But basically, like Arugan Bay and this area, everyone talks very nicely about it. I've never been, so I cannot really tell you if it's gonna be something of my interest later. What about the country? What country? What is that? Like the country in the middle of the country? What would I like to do? What Let me tell you what I missed at the beginning. What I had marked here that I never got the chance to do because we were running up a little faster. I wanted to do Mehemure. I would love to do a hike there. I wanted to do Yahangala. I wanted to do Welangola Plains. I wanted to do Las Rangala Pools, the Knuckles Mountains. I wanted to do Horton Plains properly because we didn't see it. So like the Walls End, something like that. What else? Ramboda waterfall that I just saw it passing by. Yeah, something like that. Not too much. It's a lot. It's a big trouble if you think about it. So it probably take me another 2 months to do everything that I want to do. What about the Sri Lankan transport? Is it better? Some parts. It's you should guys like honestly you should have an app or you should have like or like the website or anything where like you generally say the timetables and where you can go because you arrive to one place and there's no way I can know if there's a bus or not. I go to the bus station, for example, in Kandy, and there's like 4 bus stations. So I need to ask 20 different people, like, hi, I'm trying to go to, I don't know, like to Anuradhapura. And someone just directs you to the other bus station and something, blah, blah, blah. So I would say like just more organization because you have transport to do most of the stuff. I just feel like you need to be a little bit more organized to show it when, for a tourist at least, so like, how do I find it? Because like, I was lucky that I'm not in a rush. So I took the first day when I arrived and I was going to the bus station and I spent my 2-3 hours asking like, how do I go to the next place? Should I get a tuk-tuk? Should I go, blah, blah, blah? So transportation in that area, it's a little sketchy, but then when you find it, it's so easy. Because like if, for example, what was the name of the city? Tisamaharama, so where Jala is. It was so hard to find information to leave Jala. Like, and I was going like to Ella, which is like 3 hours away. And it took me a long time and asking a lot of people to actually discover how to go. And it was so simple. There's like 3 buses every day, 6, 7, and 8 in the morning, and goes directly, and 2 hours to 3 hours to stop. But it was so hard to find it. So if you want small places to be more active and have more tourism, you just need to make it easy for them. At least, I don't know, if you have a guest house or a hostel or something, just make sure that you put like a timetable there saying where the buses are departing from that place to another. So you make it easy for everyone. Favorite Sri Lankan dessert. Let me check and desserts. Sri Lanka. And we're here. Oh, I don't remember the name. It will come to me, but like I don't remember the name. Atirasa or something like that. Atirasa maybe. I don't remember. How was King Coconut? Fantastic. It was so refreshing. And oh my, I love that. Honestly, coconut countries are for me a paradise country. So like every time that like you have a little, I'm a little tired, someone just like chops a king coconut for you. Oh, that's fantastic. How you compare Sri Lanka with other neighbors countries? Well, I will tell you that probably in a month when I have a little bit more, I'm more objective to, like, because I'm in India now. The other country that I was before is Pakistan. I would say it's more easygoing. Like I feel having the sun and the beach makes the people a little bit more friendly. So it never felt very, even if you're walking on the streets, I feel like you're very used to see tourists. And in some countries, some neighbor countries, they're not that used to see tourists going around. So perhaps because of that, I feel like you guys are one step forward because like it doesn't surprise you to see a blonde girl walking on the streets because like you see them all the time. And in other closer countries, it's still like a surprise to see them. So I would say like you guys are one step ahead. And I feel like if you are from Sri Lanka, guys, this is like a legit thing that I generally think like every tourist is looking for the next big thing, you know? So like 10 years ago, That next big thing was Thailand. Thailand appeared, and Thailand, all the videos started to come from Thailand. And guess what? Like 3 years after, Thailand became like the number one country in terms of tourists when it comes to Europe. Everyone wanted to go to Thailand. So I generally think Sri Lanka is that country that everyone is looking now. I feel like you guys have everything: good food, good people, cheap prices, beach, mountains, like freedom, animals, national parks, everything. So I generally feel like it just needs a little push, and maybe in like 4 or 5 years, you might very well be probably one of the most touristic countries in Central Asia for sure, if not the most. How many countries do you travel? Which one is better? India is my number 50, so I'm on celebration time. This is a big number, and I don't have a favorite. I can tell you like five favorites. Like I'm not gonna say Sri Lanka because like I know you guys want it, so I'm just gonna say something different, so you have something to research. In terms of everything, I would say like you should definitely check out for people from Sri Lanka. If you want to check out countries that are fun, you should check Greece. Greece is beautiful. On the northern part is so beautiful. The beaches are beautiful. I would say Colombia is amazing. Colombia is one of my favorite countries. I really loved Vietnam as well. Vietnam is one of the most beautiful countries I've ever seen. The biggest surprise for sure, Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is like mountain paradise. I've never imagined like that. It's super safe. People is so nice, man. I was there for like a month and I stayed there almost 3 months. I love Kyrgyzstan. And Spain, it's a beautiful, beautiful country. So come join us. Come do tours to us. You should make a YouTube channel and go to Spain, and I'll watch all your videos and send it to my friends. Sri Lanka is amazing, though. Don't get me wrong. Hello, my friends. Is fuel available in the country and hotel is open? Fuel is available for tourists for sure. Like you are supposed to have like 4 liters per week, but as a tourist, like when we are paying with dollars, we're actually generating money for the economy. So like they are really trying to push tourists to actually buy gas themselves. And the hotels are open, absolutely. You have the other problem. There's so many flipping hostels open that like it's just so hard to figure which one to go. Because if there's some times that I wanted to socialize, and I go to Ella and there's like 600 hotels. So which one do you pick? So like if there's like a lot of people in Ella, but like no one is in the same hotel. Everyone is like divided in different guest houses and stuff. So everything is good to come, man. I think I was in love with mosquitoes in Sri Lankan hostels. Not at all, man. I feel like I used to be so sexy for mosquitoes, and like they run away. I was so lucky to travel for a little bit with Rachel, because Rachel was like a mosquito attractor. So like having her next to me is like having a repellent. Like they all just love her, and I try to avoid it. I had quite a few. I want to ask one question. Go for it, brother. Please tell me 3 words of Sinhala you have learned, and tell me you have been here. I think. Sorry. Please tell me you have been here. I think more than 2 months. Yes, I have been here almost 2 months and a half or something like that. Something like that. 2 months and a half. It's been honestly, it's been great. I just feel like it's been a little difficult at the beginning because of the weather, man. So I would say like au yubowan, bohoma is tuli, and I don't remember the other words. It's such a difficult language. The problem is like I learned at some point some words as well, thinking that it's like Sinhalese, Sihala, and it's actually Tamil. So I don't remember. It's 2 months and I have like bad memory for this. Was there a power outage? Yes. Yes, at the beginning, yes. But it was just Weligama, we had a very bad moment. That like I picked a hotel because I wanted to stay a little bit longer, and it just happened to be a guest house in a very bad conditions. They lied on everything. So like when we got into it, we had like barely electricity, no Wi-Fi. It was water falling from the roof, mosquitoes everywhere. We have like it was honestly a horrible experience, and we have power cuts every day. But because we posted the videos, we were smart, and we like Rachel and I, we decided to take like Weligama as a home base because you have like a very good workspace. So like it's steady internet all the time. So it was very good for us to post videos. Miss you in Pakistan. I love Pakistan. Miss Pakistan so much as well. I think from here I'm gonna go to Philippines maybe, and then Nepal, and then I'm gonna come back to Pakistan properly, because I really want to do the base camp of K2, and I never got to do it. Nice T-shirt. Thank you. I bought it in Mirisa. So this is a Sri Lankan outfit. Do you recommend visiting Sri Lanka during this period? Absolutely, 100%. No questions. Like now, especially now, it's perfect time. Like if you go now in March, it's big high season. You're gonna see whales. You're gonna have a great time. It's filled with people. Everyone is so smiley. There's surf. There's good food. 100%. Thanks, very good. When you say you, I know it just my accent is horrible. I'm so sorry, man. How are you, my friend? I'm fantastic, mate. I'm really excited that I'm doing this because I felt like I owed one explanation about Sri Lanka. I traveled for such a long time that I felt like I wanted to give my opinions that perhaps are interesting for other people. All right, let's continue. Let's finish soon. What is the best time? I said this one. As a tourist, what would you change? As a tourist, wow, nothing. I don't think it really falls on us. The thing is, generally, like organically, people from Sri Lanka will change the things that needs to be addressed. For me, I would maybe, as a tourist, for tourists, I would say like, please be more social, guys. Like there was a lot of tourists and no one talks to each other. There's honeymoon people, like people don't generally engage with the Sri Lankan culture, and that's something that I really want people to do. So if you go there, take a couple of days and talk to local people, go to eat with local people, just have fun with locals. It's a great culture. So at the end of the day, like we should connect a little bit more, because I feel like I would love to have a deeper connection with the Sri Lankan people, and I feel like Sri Lankan people who watches our videos they always want to have like a better connection to us. So yeah, in both sides, let's try to engage a little bit more in a friendly way out of interest. Is the gas crisis still going on? Well, this is what I told you. Is it still going on? It's a little bit better. Which route would you suggest? Traveling short or traveling long, I would say like pick your battles, because it's big. But I would say like the organic route that everyone is doing, I would say like maybe start in Colombo. If you have 3 weeks, I would say like Anuradhapura. If you don't have 3 weeks, I would say like directly Kandy, Colombo, Kandy, Nuwara Horton Plains, Ella, Tisa Maharama, to do Yala, Hiriketilla, Mirisa, Weligama, Mirigama, Gale, Hikadua, Colombo. Props to my memory, eh? Look at that. You know. Oh, it's so hard. Like, I can't curse here. Like normally on the video editing, I can, if I say a bad word, I can delete it, but it's not happening now. Will you come back? Come on. Of course. All right. So let's wrap it up with the last comments on here. Western food tastes good in Sri Lanka. Some good restaurant, yeah. Bad restaurant, no. And you guys are being very smart, because you are starting to open restaurants a little bit more fancy, more chic, like brunches and how to say, like granola bowls and things like that. And that's very good, because that's kind of like what we have for breakfast in Europe. It's very expensive, but it's really good. So I think that is the move. Like if you're gonna do Western food, make it good. Because if it's good, like people tell me like, what are you doing having a pizza and you're not having a Sri Lankan food? It's like, bro, do you eat a Sri Lankan food 2 months in a row? No, you have one day that you have some fruits and then you have some salad. So sometimes I feel like I want to have a plate of pasta or a pizza, or I just like want to have salad. Or so I feel like it has to be good. If it's bad, I don't buy it. So but you have some good restaurants. Ella, especially, I remember the one that we liked the most. It was called Chill Bar. That was very good. Areas to improve as a tourist country, transportation. I'm gonna say it just because I have some girlfriends who've been saying it loud. Safety for single women traveling, for like solo women traveling. People sometimes don't know how to talk to women, and that is very important to address in certain circumstances. So if you feel like you are harassing someone, just get out of there and just try to balance a little bit more. You know, like sometimes even if you do it with no bad intentions, like you don't know what is causing to the other person, so just like Perhaps take more care of the female solo travelers and let them be, like don't harass them. Food is good, prices are good. Yeah, I would say a couple of things. Just like be a little bit more objective, for like what I said before, like transportation. Just make sure that we know the schedules. When you talk to people, like just don't jump on them. Just try to be nice. Because if someone tells me like, "Come here, I wanna check in this tour," I would just run away. But if someone comes to me like, "Yo, what's up? You look great today. You wanna sit down, have a coffee? Maybe you wanna have a tour later?" Absolutely. We move with vibrations. Just try to get the good vibrations to people and try to not make them feel uncomfortable. Your channel is developing very fast. I like your presentation, like a TV presenter. Good luck. I'm actually very impressed, right? Like I feel like this is coming like quite solid. And if you see the first 2 minutes, it was really bad. I feel on my own sauce. Thank you so much, right? What do you think about Colombo compared to other countries' capitals? Oof. I told you that I love the diversity. That's my favorite thing on Colombo, like the diversity for sure. What I dislike the most is very hassling, man. Like everyone, if you get on a tuk-tuk, everyone is gonna try to rob you. Everyone is very stressful. You get a Uber, the Uber stop, and they say like cancel the trip. You don't say like I know I want to get on the taxi. They ask you for more money. So moving around Colombo is just chaotic. But then like the malls are great. You have activities to do. If you want to leave Colombo, you have like a few good things to do around. You have diving. So I would say it's on a 50-50. I feel like almost in every country that I go to, the capitals are not the best cities because you have the things that come with a capital. I feel like once I left Colombo, I felt so relaxed. In Colombo, I felt like rush around me on the time, people asking me on the street, stalking me money. So I would say it's not on the worst scale. You know what I mean? It's not on the worst part, like the worst capital, but like I can tell you, like it was very stressful. And I spent in Colombo around 10 days. So I feel Colombo could chill down a little bit as well. Are you in Sri Lanka now? No, I'm in India right now. I left Sri Lanka a little time ago. Is the country hot now? I have no idea what is that, brother. Hot. It's very hot here. It is like same that Sri Lanka right now. I'm in Kerala. I think the weather is the same. The time is the same. It is actually quite hot here, guys. Go and see Ambuluwawa. It's a very nice place. Love from Sri Lanka. Honestly, I'll just write it down on the map. Whenever I come back, I have already planned like a month and a half route at least. And hope, honestly, like my biggest goal within now and the time that I come back is to have a huge number on the channel. I would love to have like 100,000 or something behind, so I can not only develop my channel with you guys, but I can generally give exposure to Sri Lanka. So I would love to travel the other side. And if you think about it, I would probably have one of the most complete travel series in Sri Lanka, because this is the 36th video that I did on the country. So maybe 50 more, and we have covered the whole country. Come back to Sri Lanka again. I definitely will, guys. And I feel this is about it. This is almost an hour. And if I let you go, we're going to start asking personal questions. And it's too early for these guys. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If someone is just joining at the end of the video, I have to tell you just a couple of things about Sri Lanka. This is a wonderful country. Like the people is incredible. And even for me, for example, as a content creator, I felt so loved for the first time on my YouTube career in a way that like many people was supporting, many people was watching the videos. I am in touch with people that has been following the channel from the beginning, and it's fantastic to feel that I generally am leaving the country as a better content creator, as a better person, and with a lot of friends. So if you want to come to Sri Lanka, you're going to have a blast. Everything is so much better right now, so you should definitely take advantage of the circumstance that everything is developing again, and now it's not overwhelmingly crowded, so you're going to enjoy so much, a lot of privacy at the same time that you're going to enjoy the touristic areas with a lot of locals and a lot of people having fun. So come to Sri Lanka. And for you guys who've been like watching the series from November or something like that, I've been pushing a little bit longer the videos because I wanted to spend time in the holidays in my house without having to post videos. But thank you so much, guys, for joining on the series. And I can tell you, like, I just got so much equipment to make videos better. I'm paying subscription for like a lot of things. Like my videos are getting so much better from now on. So Please bear with me on the Indian series, guys, because you are neighbors. Like Kerala is very close to Sri Lanka, and I feel like you guys have so many similarities. You even share Kotu, guys. So please stick to the series, and thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and for joining me in this a beautiful adventure that has been in Sri Lanka. And I hope to see your names on India because I'm keeping track of you. Much love, guys. See ya.